Hi everyone! This is a video tutorial on how to crochet basic crochet shapes with our crochet starter kit. In this first part of the video, we're going to learn how to crochet a square. You're going to need a skein of yarn. Here I'm using our sorbet yarn. You're also going to need a crochet hook, stitch markers, a darning needle, and a pair of scissors. First, let's start by making a slip knot. Place the end of the yarn on top of your palm and then wrap it around the two fingers, crossing to the left, making sure that this part intersects. We are going to release the loop that we have just made and then pull the strand through, making a slip knot. Next, we are going to insert the crochet hook into the loop and make sure that you are using the size 9 end of the hook. Pull on both strands to tighten, and now we are ready to crochet. There are two different ways on how you can hold the crochet hook. You can hold it like a pencil, like this, or you can hold it like a knife. As for the yarn, we are going to hold it with our left hand, so we are going to move it to the left, and then we are going to grip the yarn in between our pinky and ring finger, and then hold on to the tail end with our thumb and middle finger. Here I'm going to demonstrate it once again, since this is one of the trickiest part when learning how to crochet. So grab your crochet hook with your right hand and then grip the working yarn in between your fingers and then pinch on the tail end. You can also hold on to the loop on the crochet hook as you crochet. To make a chain stitch, first we are going to start by making a yarn over, where you wrap the yarn from the back to the front, and then we are going to pull through the chain to complete one chain stitch. So once again, we are going to yarn over and then pull through. Make a yarn over and then pull through. Here I have made a total of 6 chain stitches, and I'm going to show you how to count them. We are going to start from this one right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Next, we are going to learn how to crochet in rows and make a square. We are going to start by making chain stitches for the base of the square, so let's chain 11. Count to make sure that you have 11 chain stitches, starting from here until here. So this is the first chain stitch, and then second, third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now that we have the right stitch count, we are going to move on to the next row, where we will learn a new technique called single crochet. Rotate your work so that the tail end is on your left and the working yarn is on your right. We are going to make a single crochet into the second chain from hook. So this is the first chain stitch and this is the second chain stitch. We are going to make a single crochet into the second one. Insert the crochet hook into the second chain and then make a yarn over and then pull through until you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over once again and pull through both loops until you are left with only one. Now we have completed our first single crochet and we are going to mark this stitch with a stitch marker. Next, we are going to make 9 more single crochets until we get to the end of the row. To count the number of single crochets that you have made, you can look at the top of each stitch and count the number of V's. Here I have made 3 single crochets and I'm going to make 7 more until I get to the end of the row. Now let's count to make sure that we have 10 single crochets in this row. We're going to start counting from the stitch with the yellow marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next, we are going to move on to the second row. We are going to start by making a chain 1, which is also known as the turning chain. And you can think of the turning chain as a ladder that brings you from one row to another. Next step is to single crochet into the second chain from hook. So this is the first chain and this is the second chain. We're going to turn the work to the other side and then insert the crochet hook into the second chain. Make sure to go through both loops as illustrated in the video. Mark the first stitch with a stitch marker. Next, single crochet in each of the next 9 stitches or until you have reached the yellow marker. The 10th single crochet should go into the stitch marked with the yellow marker. Count to make sure that you have 10 single crochets at the end of row 2, starting from the stitch with the yellow marker. Always make sure to count that you have the right number of stitches before proceeding into the next row. Next, let's proceed into the third row. For this row onwards, we are going to do the exact same thing as the previous row, which is the chain 1, single crochet into the second chain from hook, and then in the remaining 9 stitches across. Don't forget to mark every first stitch with a stitch marker. Just like the previous row, the last single crochet or the 10th single crochet should always go into the stitch with the yellow marker. You can crochet as many rows as you want by repeating row 2 until you get the desired height, but for this tutorial, I'm going to crochet another 7 rows to make a square. Here I'm working on the 4th row and it's the exact same thing as the previous row, so make a chain 1 and then single crochet into the second chain from hook. Don't forget to mark it with a stitch marker and work all the way across. Repeat that same step over and over again until you have reached the 10th row. Here I have finished all 10 rows and this is what the finished square looks like. To finish off the work, leave about 15 centimeters of a tail and then cut the yarn. Make a chain 1 and then pull all the way through.